It's October in fall and time for the harvest season.
Look at this beautiful place setting. And this is at Osprey Village. It's a thrift shop. And you can come here and buy this whole beautiful setting and take it to your apartment or your condo.
And by doing that, you're helping out a very important cause and a very important issue in our society.
And we're going to talk about that today. Our guests for today are, we have Manuel, who's the Executive Director, David Green, the Director of Business Development, and Channing Heiss, the Director of Communications. I think, Lisa, we have a great show.
We do, so stick around so you can learn all about the important causes here and all the great things at the thrift shop.
This is 843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where the Low Country comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
Welcome to 843 TV at the Osprey Village Thrift on Main, where there's so many wonderful things here to come and check out. But more importantly, there's a wonderful cause, and we're going to be talking with the gentleman here, with Jerry and with David, all about the important services that you provide. So thanks for having us back.
Thanks for coming.
Big project coming down the pike is the Osprey Village Housing Development. Share with us, with those who may not know, a little bit about what that is and where we are.
Well, it's becoming an exciting project right now. We are probably as close to breaking ground and starting the infrastructure methods for the village itself here in 2020. It's been a long time coming, but we have stayed the course, and we have been able to reach the potential of seeing our dream come true, a village with a purpose for folks with developmental disabilities, adults, so they have a place to live, work, and play, and a choice of theirs that will be probably unique for not only the Low Country, but for the nation.
Well, we talked about that off camera a little bit, and I want to sort of bring that up. This is unique. Osprey Village is unique in its design, in its location, and everything about it, even when you're looking for your funding, the economies, correct? So you're blazing a new trail.
Yes, we are, and doing it in a way where we hope it becomes a solid local and government partnership, you know, a local state working together, which to this point we've seen some success, but we need to grow it. We need for those folks to step forward and give us the resources to build the village with either grants or donations or individuals that can help us find the resources to be challenged for the folks that we're serving, because families are really desperate to know what's going to happen for their sons and daughters as they grow older, both them and they, and where do they turn. Right now, their options are limited, if available at all. As we have seen from offering respite, the desire for that, to have that available to them, that allows us to certify for that, but that the village is the real goal. And the real reason why we created Thrift on Main, WHHI-TV, Thrift, that are big supporters of our organization.
In a sense, listening to this, you could call it a crisis for those folks who are affected. Now, David, you're one of them. You've got a son who utilizes some of the services now. And share with us how, we were talking about PEP and the other more well-known organizations on the island. How do you all work together or hope to work together better down the line?
Right. My son's 36, has autism, so we actually moved here from the Pittsburgh area so he could be a member of PEP, Programs for Exceptional People, the day program, which is now out in the Bluffton area in Sheridan Park. In the past, everybody was pretty much doing their own thing, and you know, they'd have their fundraiser, we'd have ours, somebody else would have another one, and we really didn't coordinate anything. So about 5-6 years ago, I proposed to the Human Services Alliance that we form a disabilities coalition, so all these organizations can coordinate and collaborate much better. And so that has been moving forward, and especially more recently, it seems like we're really starting to get a little bit of momentum to do that. So my son, for example, receives respite and job training services from Osprey Village. He goes to PEP 1 day a week, and then he goes, this morning he's out at Heroes on Horseback doing equestrian training. He participates in Special Olympics and Recreation, the SOAR program. He participates in Pockets Full of Sunshine, arts and crafts program. It's
He's
a couple
got a busy
times
day.
a month.
I know,
Yeah.
he does
Yeah,
have a
I
busy
mean, we're
day.
running him
Busy
everywhere.
week, yeah.
And that's just those organizations, plus our involvement with our church, and he plays keyboard there along with me playing guitar and so forth. So having him involved actively in the community can't happen just with one organization. It has
Right.
to be all of us working together, and that's really the goal of the coalition, and it's starting to come together and really get some momentum there.
And I believe the long-term goal of the village is a reason for organizations to coalesce and to
Right.
be a focus for the future and make it known at all levels in this community of the need. Because right now, our folks are not really recognized in this community as a viable need by government or agencies, or they're all independent. And
Yeah.
we need to highlight not only the care that Osprey Village wants to provide, but the desperate need of the folks with disabilities in this area.
Right.
And that's a good point, because I think people are unaware when you think about Hilton Head Island or the Low Country, you picture, you know, maybe some wealth, some beaches and beautiful world-class resort, but there's a reality of the folks that live here, and maybe share a little bit about that.
Yeah, when a person has a disability, it's not based on their income, their culture, their background. It covers all bases. Everyone's involved with this. And the requests we're getting are people who are seeking support and help because everybody else has turned them down. There has not been the openness that we do for looking at the crisis we face with affordable housing or the crisis we face with employment issues. There is a crisis for people with disabilities who are living sometimes nowhere but on the streets because they have no other means for support, or their families are living together confined in their house because the parent is so old and there's no support available for them. And this opportunity of putting them close to them in a village, cared for in the Low Country, as opposed to be moving hundreds of miles away if that ever is possible, is so unique and needed in a desperate way for this community.
Yeah. This is a very important subject, and we have to take a quick break, but we're
Okay.
going to be back with more 843 TV.